Important details from the argument are missing in the summary. The library will be closed for staff training tomorrow morning. The bus to London will leave 10 minutes later than expected. A world-renowned expert of financial management will give a guest lecture. There is an accounting assignment for finance students. Graphs are often useful for geographical research. You do not need to have specialist knowledge to enjoy this book. Being bilingual does not mean having the ability to analyze the language. The North Campus car park could be closed on Sunday. Relying on natural ability will not get you far on science. The university has invested in the new technology designed for learning. Studies show there is a positive correlation between two variables. The study center in the library has all the latest technologies. All dissertations must be accompanied with a submission form. The artists and conservative politicians earn their rules of politics. Daily practice can build confidence and improve skills. Students should have awareness of how the business develops globally. Tutors should set a clear goal at the start of the class. I don't think it's possible to solve the problem easily. Graduates from this course generally find jobs in the insurance industry. A very basic feature of computing is counting and calculating. The poster of this play is hung in the large lecture theater. You will be tested via continuous assessment and examinations. It is important to make clear notes while you are reading. Lectures are the oldest and the most formal teaching method at university. The subject is complex and difficult to explain. All the educational reforms have been inadequately implemented. The digital camera has some advantages over traditional film. Academic libraries across the world are steadily incorporating social media. Convincing evidence to support this theory is hard to obtain. Late applications are not accepted under any circumstances. The opening hours of the library are reduced during summer. Most scientists believe that climate change threatens lives on the Earth. Resources and materials are on hold at the library reference desk. Radio is a popular form of entertainment throughout the world. Momentum is defined as the combination of mass and velocity. In this language course, we focus on fluency and accuracy. The cooperator operates a continuous assessment. There is no fixed career path for a qualified journalist. A good architectural structure should be usable, durable, and beautiful. The vocabulary that has peculiar meanings is called jargon. Human beings compete with other living things for resources and space. Audition of the university choir will be on hold until the next week. Medical researchers have focused on the causes of diseases and treatments. Before choosing your university courses, you should consider your future career. The island is located at the south end of the bay. The year when the ship of artifacts was wrecked interested historians. Time and distance are used to calculate speed. The task tomorrow will require higher level skills. Sea levels are expected to rise during the next century. And in that regard, as well as in other regards, it stands as an important contribution. It is a debate about the value of knowledge. The rising temperature is changing the wildlife population. Speed is defined as how quickly an object or a person moves. Foods containing overabundant calories supply little or no nutritional value. Traffic is the main cause of air pollution in many cities. Research shows the exercising makes us feel better. Tribes vied with each other to build up monolithic statues. Students who study overseas can significantly improve work chances. An effective business manager is always open to new ideas. Artists need to make their works both original and accessible. The professor took a year off to work on her book. The economic predictions turned out to be incorrect. A new collection of articles has just been published. Americans have progressively defined the process of plant growth and reproductive development in quantitative terms. Understanding how to use the library will save your time. Students are encouraged to monitor their own attendance. The plight of wildlife has been ignored by local developers. The railway makes long-distance travel possible for everyone. The curriculum needed to be adjusted for the current development. Protective clothing must always be worn in the laboratory. More graduate training is often needed after the university study is finished. The city's founders created a set of rules that became laws. The extent of advertising for children is open to much debate. Plants are able to continue growing throughout their lives. The course helps students to improve their pronunciation skills. Renovation work is currently being undertaken throughout the whole building. Please return the reference book to the correct position on the shelf. Years of training are required to become a medical specialist. He was regarded as the foremost economist at that time. Muscle cells bring parts of the body closer together. Astronauts are using light years to measure the distance in space. Extracurricular activities can help students to develop more talents. Marine environment has been destroyed by pollution and unsustainable development. I thought it was thrown in a small meeting room. You must hand in your essays by midday on Friday. We should never underestimate the power of creative design. You need to put these books on the table over there. The University Theatre Group will be performing in the concert hall. We study science to understand and appreciate the world around us. Animal and plant cells have a number of structures in common. New materials and techniques are changing the style of architecture. The key witnesses to the event have conflicting recollections. Rivers provide habitats and migration pathways for numerous aquatic species. The temporary library will be closed in the winter break. Universities should invest in new technologies designed for learning. Continuing students will be sent necessary application forms. Everyone must evacuate the premises during the fire drill. Linguistics is the scientific study and analysis of language. Students requiring an extension should apply sooner rather than later. Please note, submission deadlines are only negotiable in exceptional circumstances. This advanced course requires a basic knowledge of economic theory. Writing an essay is easy once the research is finished. New developments in manufacturing are constantly changing the way we live. Classical mechanics is sometimes considered as a branch of mathematics. Packaging is very important to attract the attention of a buyer. A group meeting will be held tomorrow in the library conference room. Economic development needs to be supported by the government. The key difference between courses is the kind of assessment. A celebrated theory is still the source of great controversy. Good nutrition is crucial to the general health and vitality. Plants are the living things that can grow in land or in water. Peer group pressure has a great effect on young people. A person's educational level is closely related to his economic background. The integration of archaeologist studies with community projects is widely encouraged. The posters are on display at the larger lecture theater. Listening is the key to succeeding in this course. Food has become a political issue in the world. They developed a unique approach to training their employees. Any gains from the sales of the property must be promptly allocated. The commissioner will apportion the funds among all the sovereignties. Students were instructed to submit their assignments by Friday. The introduction is an important component of a good presentation. The blue whale is the largest animal that ever lived. There is no ideal debate on this topic. The essay will be published once the research is finished. Calculations may not be needed in this examination. Many experts think that the world climate is changing. Any game must be properly elaborated. His appointment as Minister of Culture was seen as a demotion. The designers will complete the plan later today. His analysis study appears to be based on the false premise. It may not mean that it is possible to solve the problem easily. The director of the gallery was grateful for the anonymous donation. He landed his job in a very prestigious law firm. An architect is required of problem-solving skills and an eye of design. Many vocational courses in the institution are funded by private enterprises. All industries consist of systems of inputs, processes, outputs and feedback. A good academic essay should have a clear argument. The chemistry building is located near the entrance of the campus. Certain scientific principles must be learned verbally or by a logical deduction. Currently, the growth of the company is unpredictable. Calculators allow us to add numbers without making mistakes. The farmers need to adapt to the changes of the climate. Honey can be used as food and health product. The castle was designed to intimidate both local people and the enemies. The collapse of the housing market has triggered recessions throughout the world. We need to answer security questions if we want to reset the password. The application process may take longer than expected. Your ideas are sophisticated in seminars and tutorials. Sugar is a compound which consists of carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen. Salt is produced from the seawater or extracted from the ground. A laptop has been found at the biology lab. The archaeologists' new discoveries stand out in previously overlooked foundations. Most of the lectures begin promptly, so do not be late. The student union hosts a variety of social events. Strongliner is used to measure distance and baseline. Our study program equips students with central skills for university. Strangely, people are simultaneously impressed by and skeptical of statistics. Students should leave their bags on the tables by the door. We encourage students to complete their applications before the deadline. Exotic activities can help students develop more talents. A series of lectures which were shown to us in economics have been recorded. The orchestra will be led by a visiting conductor. The department has a higher than normal proportion of postgraduate students. The department works closely with its partners in the business community. While some people regard it as reforming zeal, others regard it as reckless. The university will seek a colossal renovation to the faint empty theater. Remember, the prestigious election of stewardship has strict eligibility criteria. The course involves a combination of pure and applied mathematics. Social psychology is concerned with the understanding of human behaviors. Our faculty includes 5 libraries in the university. Gravity is the force that attracts 2 bodies toward one another. Many different conferences offer opportunities for volunteer work. A series of the observations were carried out in the classroom. My technique is to understand the sentence while writing the first letter of each word. Rising sea temperature is a sign of climate change. The area has a number of underwater habitats and species. I can't hand in my dissertation this week. The notification will not be received until the following week. Archaeologists are astonished by unexpected previously overlooked foundations. Theory and training are required to become a medical specialist. A visit to the designed museum is of great value. Physical health can be improved by regular training. Too much information may be avoided by good research design. A new article was published regarding the university last week. Formal conclusions could be established through rigorous experiments. Today a number of students have volunteer jobs. Biology department is dedicated to research activities. The department is doing some crucial work on climate change. When the root system of a plant fails, foliage suffers. Designers need to keep up with social trends. There will be a chemistry test in the class next week. The reception staff can give advice about renting private accommodation. She has been in the library for a long time. Trees benefit the city by soaking up the rainwater that runs off its road. Students are permitted to park at campus parking spaces.